Hello friends, I am Saurabh. So today in this class we are going to see logs and file viewing. Today we will investigate files. Last class we have seen how to create files, right? But in this class we will see how to investigate and look into files, especially the logs file, config files and error files. Let's jump into it. So by the end of today you will be able to read files efficiently. You will be able to monitor logs in real time, like if suppose in any backend any issue occurs, immediately the log will show in the console, and you will understand how an engineer or a DevOps person debug in production issue. So let's continue. The first command is a cat command. So what is this command for? This command is used to print the entire file. For example, if a file is containing around 500 lines, so it will display all the 500 lines immediately. And how you can use it? You have to use the cat and then the file name. Let's take an example. Okay, so here friends, we are in a Linux folder, and here we will see this main file. So what is this main file? This is a log file. So here we can see in the main.log file there are some programming names written. So we will investigate in this file itself. So open the git bash here. Here let me zoom a little bit. So the first command is cat command. So what we told friend, the cat command is used to display all the file content, like all the file lines. So we'll write cat main.log. See, it's displaying all the content of that file. So this is the use of the cat command. And where we can use it? We can use it for a small files or a quick check. Don't use this for a huge log files, right? Because if it's a huge log file, you will not be able to understand what is the log, because in the console you will not be able to read it properly. Next is the list command. So list command is used to scroll through file. So scroll through files mean that you can see a small content and then you can scroll, like in the Windows we used to scroll, right, to see the next content. Here also we can do that like a scroll basis. So the command is list and the file name, and there are some controls friend. So if you press enter, it will go to the next line. If you press space, it will go to next page, and if you press Q, it will be quit. So let's see the example. So let me clear it. So let me do list main.log. See, it's showing all the content, right? And since there is no other content, it's showing tilted sign. Now it's asking us to end it, because since there is no other page, we can't do enter and those things, right? So how to end it friend? You have to write Q. See, after pressing Q, it got ended. If you don't press Q, either you have to press enter or space to navigate to next page or next line. Now the next command is head. So head command is used to see the first few lines. As you can see, right, head means the top position. So the first few lines, by default it will show 10 lines by default. But if you wish to see any n numbers of lines, let's say you wanted to see the first 2 lines or first 3 lines or maybe first 50 lines, for that you have to use -n. So -n, this option is the number of lines, how many lines you wanted to see. Here itself, let me write head main.log. See, first it's showing all the content because this is under 10 lines. Now suppose I wanted to see the first 4 programming language, the first 4 line. Then how we can do this? Then you have to write head -n and then the number of lines, let's say the first 4 lines, and then the file name. Enter. See, it's showing the first 4 lines of that file. So this is best for checking the startup logs, because in the startup logs, basically you wanted to see when the application is starting, what are the logs it's there. Is there any issue in the startup application or it's consuming more memory? For that we can use the head command. The next command is the tail command. So as like the head, tail command is also used to see few lines, but this is used to see the last few lines. So here also 10 lines by default. So here it's a wrong friend, so it should be tail app.log. So basically the command will be tail and the file name. So here we can get 2 options. First one is -n, that is to see the number of lines, and then the -f or -f. This is to follow. What is it? I will show you, friend. First, let's see the tail command first. So here, if we write tail, then main.log. So see, it's showing all the content, but the last 10 lines. Since it's under 10 lines, it's showing all the content. Now let's say here I wanted to see the last 5 lines. Then what we can do? We can write tail -n, then 5 lines, the last 5 lines, and then main.log. Enter. See, it's showing the last 5 content. These are the last 5 content. It's showing that only. So tail command is basically used to see the latest error, because all the latest error will be seen at the end itself, right? So it's best for that. Now, what is tail -f? So that tail -f is used for live monitoring. Okay, so suppose if anything, suppose your React application is running and it's running live, you can see the live log itself. To see this -f in action, let's see. Let's say touch app log. So we have created one app.log file. Let me zoom it a little bit. Now we will debug this app.log file in live. Okay, so how we can do that? So I'll do tail -f, then app.log. Now see, if my -f means it's following the file. Okay, if any content is appended in that file, so it will show that immediately. So replicate that. Since we are not using any React or backend Python application, we can replicate it by opening another Git bash terminal, and let me open it side by side. So here I will do one thing. I will try to append one error in the app.log file. So how we can append it? In the last class we have seen, we can use echo, let's say db connection field, and then I wanted to append that in the app.log file. Enter. See, it appended in the app.log file, and here in the live section we can see that db connection field, this log had been registered in the terminal. So this is how, friend, we can see a live monitoring. So we can use this -f option, the following option, to check any log file live. So this is your task, friend. So in this task, we will create a scenario that is backend API is crashing and how you can monitor it. So for that, what you need to do, first create a backend.log file using the touch command, then try to add some error in that log file. So you can use this echo command, right? Echo, these are the few errors you can add. You can add your own error also. Okay. Then your task is to use the following commands to inspect: cat, lace, head, tail, and tail -f. Just to tell you one thing, friend, this tail -f, this might not work in Docker, because since we can't replicate two terminal there, you can practice this in your own Windows machine. Otherwise, you can replicate all the other command efficiently. So try this, friend, and if any issue, comment below. So here are the few common mistakes that you can do while doing this live monitoring or monitoring any log files. That is using cat command for huge logs. As I told previously, don't use cat command for any huge logs. Use either lace, head, or tail. After that, also ignoring the latest logs. So friend, use tail command for the latest logs. Don't use head commands, because head command will show at the beginning of the file, but all the latest logs or errors will be shown at the end. So for that, use the tail command. Here are the few interview questions, friend. So like, what are the difference between cat and lace? Why is tail -f important? And when would you use head command? So try to solve this, friend, and I hope you have learned few new things here. So in the next class, we will see with some new concept. Till then, happy learning, friend. Thank you.